hi guys, welcome back to Techno Hacks. This is Parikshit here, back again with the new video, and in today's video we are going to learn about the user and group management in the Linux system. So this will be the 8th video of this Linux Essential series, and so far we have completed the 7 videos for this Linux Essential series, and among them this is the very important topic that we are going to cover it today, which is for the user and group management in the Linux system. And before we begin, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel to get the tech videos like this. Alright, so let's begin it. So I have already created a document here that we are going to use it for today's tutorial and the steps that we are going to perform in our today's tutorial. Alright, so let's begin now. So first we will see here is how we will switch between the different users in the Linux system. So for that we have a command that is su, which is abbreviated as a switch user. So first we will see how many users are there in my system. So for that we will see cat etc passwd, and we can see the number of users that are there inside the system. So you can see we have a user called Parikshit. So I will try to switch to that user now. So switch user, and I will say Parikshit. So it is asking me, no, it's not asking me any password. So I can directly switch to any user from root, because if I am a root, I can directly switch to any other user. Alright, so this way I can switch to any other user. Now I want to switch back to the root user. So let's say switch user and root. So you can see it is asking me for the password, and I will give the root password now. So I'm now root. Okay, this is how we do the switching from user to user in the Linux system. Alright, so next we have here is the id command. So let's see what id command does here. So it will give you the information about the user id and the group id as well. Okay, this way you can check what is the id of your user. Okay, you can also check what is the id for user called Parikshit. So you can just type the id and the username. So you will see that Parikshit has the user id as 1000 and the group id of user Parikshit is 1000, and the group name is also Parikshit. Alright, so this way you can check the IDs of any user. And the next command we have here is groups. So groups command will show you what is the group that the current user it belongs to. So as you can see, I'm currently logged in as a root, and the root is the group that it belongs to. If I want to check the group for any other user, so I would say groups and the username. So suppose if there is a user called Parikshit, so I would say the username, and you can see that groups Parikshit. So the Parikshit user belongs to the group Parikshit. You can see the group name and the username is same, because whenever we create any user in the Linux system, it creates the group with the same name. Okay, so next thing we have here is to check the number of users available in the Linux systems, and that we can check it by using cat etc and passwd. So this is the file where you will find all the Linux users that are there inside the system, where here you will find there are different fields that are there. And what are these fields exactly? So here I will show you for one user. Okay, so here the first field here, it is the username. The second field here is the placeholder for the password. So this is the place for the password. This is the user ID, and this is the group ID, and this is the group name. Okay, and next thing we have here is the home directory for this user. So this is the home directory, and next thing we have here is the bin bash. So this is the shell that we have for this user. We can also change the shell for this user from bin bash to the bash or any other bash. Okay, so this way you can change the shell as well, and you can also add the group over here. Okay, you can see the comma over here, so you can add multiple groups over here like that way. And you can also change the home directory for any user by using this option. Okay, so you can simply edit this file, okay, by using any vi editor or anything. Like suppose if I say vi etc passwd, and if I want to edit it, so insert, and you can see I can now change the path over here. Okay, I can edit it and I can add any other path. Okay, so I will not do it now. I just wanted to show you that over there, so I will quit it without saving. Okay, alright, so moving further, next thing we have here is how we will see the login history of the user in the Linux system. For that we have a command that is last, and when you type last command over here, so you can see which user has logged in at what time. So you can see that root, and then here you can see Parikshit user was also logged in here, and that was the date over there. And so recent login for the root user is available over here. So you can see that it's Wednesday, Feb 26, and the time is also given over here. Alright guys, so moving further, next we have here how we will check the currently logged in user in the Linux. So you can simply type the users command and you can see the currently logged in user in the Linux system. So currently only one user is logged in, that is root. So you can check it by this way. Okay, that is the users command. Okay, users, and you will see the root is logged in as of now. Okay, no other users are logged in. Okay, moving further, we have here how we will now create the new user or any users in the Linux system. So now we will check about the user creation. Okay, so for user creation we have a command in the Linux, that is a user add. Okay, so you can see when you type user add, we have a multiple options over here, and you can go through it and you will know how to use these options to create a user by using these different parameters. Alright, so you can see that what are the parameters that are there here. So you can specify the home directory by using -d option. You can set the expiry date of the account by using -e option. You can also specify the group ID or user ID as well by using -g, or if you don't want to create the home directory, you can also specify the -m option over here, and you want to give the password to the user, so you can specify the -p. And for the chroot directory also there is the option for -r, and similarly there are other parameters that you can use it according to your need. Okay, so this way you can use whatever the parameter that you want to. And as of now we will simply create a new user to show you guys. Okay, so let's type user add, and I will create a user that is just test. So I will create test user. So let's see, like user add test, that is the username, and I want to specify a home directory, so I can do that by using -d. So let's see that home directory for test, and test I will give the new directory, that is a test, inside a home directory. So that will be the home directory for the test user. And I can also specify what password I want to provide to this user. So I would say test. The password will be test as well for this test user. What else we can do here is we can set the expiry date. So let's set it. So let's set the expiry date, and that is the -e option that we have to use it here. And the format for expiry date we have to use is year, month and date. So let's say it's 2020 and 12 and 30th. Alright, so that will be the expiry date for this account. Okay, so that we will check it later to verify it. Okay, we can also specify the group name over here, but if we don't specify the group name, by default the group will be created with the same name as the test. Okay, so we'll not do that as of now. So we can also specify the shell that we want to provide it to the user, and we can also specify what does the user ID should be. So by default the ID will be created automatically for this user, and we don't need to specify. Okay, so we will leave it on the system and we will say enter. So you can see now the user should be created. I will clear the terminal and I will show you by using the cat etc passwd, and you can see that the test user at the bottom here, it's created. So this is the password placeholder. So here user ID is 1001, group ID is 1001, and you can see that we have specified the home directory, which is the home/test, and bin/sh is the shell that we have for this user. Now suppose if you want to switch to this user, so let's switch by using a su test, and you can see we are inside this shell now. Okay, so this way you can verify the user is created. Now I will switch back to user root, and it is asking me the password. So let's provide the password. Alright, so this way we can create any user by specifying the different options that we have seen in the user add. And you can see these are the options that we can use, and we can set for the expiry, and we can set the password or any other option that you want to. So I'll clear the terminal, and now let's say we want to modify the user, or you want to, let's say like you want to change the expiry date of the user. So for that we have a command that is a ch, and you can see there are different options that we can use. So you can see here that is a -l option which will list or which will show the account aging information. So we can use this ch-l for test user, and you can see that we have set the expiry of this account to 30th of December 2020, right? This account will expire on 30th of December. So this is what the date we have given, right? And this is the today's date, March 14, that we have changed the password for this user. All right, so this way you can check all this thing, and you can also change the number of days warning before the password expire. You can also change the minimum number of days between password change and all these things. So you can see that by default it is set to 0, here it is set to 99999. You can also change it by using this option like ch and particular option that you can give like a -m or something, and you can specify that particular number and you can change it like this. So you have to specify the user over here. So I will specify the user test. Okay, so you can see now it's changed. So this way you can modify the other settings as well, like you can you can change the expiry date of the user. Okay, you can set the password expire as well, you can set the password inactive. Alright, so this way you can change the aging information of any user. Alright, so I'll clear the terminal. Let's move further, and what we have here next is to modify the user. Alright, so we have a command that is user mod, and user mod, when you type it over here you will see a lot of other options. Okay, so these are similar to the user add. Okay, in user add we create a user, and user mod we modify the same user. So suppose if you want to modify the home directory, suppose if you want to modify the expiry date, or suppose if you want to modify the group ID or user ID, or you want to lock the user or unlock the user, so you can choose any of this parameter and you can set it accordingly. Okay, like suppose if I want to change the home directory, we will try to modify the home directory for user Parikshit. So let's see first what is the current home directory for this user. So etc passwd, and you can see that the current home directory for user Parikshit is home/Parikshit. I will change it to home/test. Okay, so let's do that. I will clear it, and you can see now user mod -d, and we will change it to home/test. Okay, so that will be the new home, that should be the new home directory for this Parikshit user. So let's type the username here now, and let's say enter. You can see that now it is changed. So cat etc passwd, and you can see that now for the user Parikshit the home directory is changed to home/test. Alright, so this way you can change any parameter or anything, okay, by using a user mod command. There are a couple of options, user mod, and you can see what are the other things that you can do. You can also lock and you can also unlock the user by using the -u and by using -l option. So -l is to lock, you can see that here, and -u to unlock. So you just specify -l and provide the username that you want to lock, it will be locked. And to unlock the same user, just specify -u and it will be unlocked. So you can do that R&D on your own, and we will move further. So next we have here is to delete the user. Alright, so now suppose if you want to delete the user, what we will do is user delete is the command. So user del, that is the command, and now you want to specify the username, you can simply specify the test. But before that, if you want to remove the home directory of this user as well, you have to specify -r, so it will remove the home directory and the mail spool of that particular user as well. Alright, so next thing again we have here is like inside the home directory there could be some couple of directories, there could be some other directories as well that belongs to this user. So you have to use -f, which will remove the entire directory of this particular user. Okay, so let's see now, enter, and you can see the user delete mail spool not found and test home directory /test not found. So this directory was not created, that's the reason it has given us that error, but the user is deleted, because now if you see etc passwd, you can see that the user test that was there here at the bottom, it's now got deleted. Alright, so this way you can delete it. Alright, so next we have here is to delete the group. So sometimes what happens, when I create a test user, a group with the name of test will be created, and in case if I am adding another user as a part of group test, then the test group will have a two user, like a test and the other user that we are adding newly. So in that case, when we try to delete the user, a group will not be deleted because it is also part of other user. So in that case, you want to delete the group individually, so you can do that by using a group del option. So just like we have a user del option, just like that we have a group del option, and you can delete the group by using this option. Okay, but first I will try to show you guys how we will create a group. So to create a user, we use the command user add. So just like that, we should have a command that is group add, and when we say group add, and I would say test2. Okay, so test2 is the group that should be created. And now if you want to check now if you want to check that group, so you can check the group in the Linux system by using etc group, and you can see the test2 group is there. Alright, so test2 group is there with the group ID. Okay, and now if you want to delete this test2 group, so let's see group del, and I will specify the test2 group deleted, and now I will check that. So you can see that there is no test2 group now. This way you can delete the user or group, okay, individually. Alright, so let's move further. So now we have is how we will change the password of any user or the root user. So suppose if I am already logged in as a root, and if you want to change the root password, you can change it by using a passwd, and you can see that is asking me to provide the new password that I can change. Okay, I will not provide any password here, because I don't want to change it, but you can change the password for the currently logged in user by using this way. Alright, and now suppose if you want to change the password for any other user, like let's say for Parikshit user, if you want to change the password, I would say passwd Parikshit, and now I can change the password of user Parikshit without providing the currently password for that user, because I am a root. And now suppose if I don't want to change it, and I will show you guys, if I am switching it to the user Parikshit, like let's say su Parikshit, and now if I want to change the password over here, so the password, so let's say passwd, and you can change the password for Parikshit user over here. It will ask you to provide the current password, and you can change the password later. Alright, so next what we will do is we will try to change the password for root user. So let's say passwd and root. So you can see that error, passwd, you may not view or modify the password information for root, because I am not a root here, and I'm logged in as a Parikshit user here, so I cannot modify or change the password of root, because root is the boss and you can change or anything inside the root for any other user, but if you log into any other user, you cannot do anything for root user particularly. Alright, so I will switch it back to root user, and I'll provide the password. Alright, so let's clear the terminal. Okay, so next, alright, so we'll move further, and we have here is the sudo file. So what is exactly sudo file is? So let's see that. I will show you it inside the etc sudoers. So you can see this is the file which will have all the super user permission. Okay, so user privilege specification will be there. Okay, so you can see here by default the root user will have all equal to all colon all and all. So this means that root user can perform all kind of operation into the system, and it will not have any prohibitions. Okay, so similarly if you are creating any user into the system, you have to add the particular user into this files, so that that particular user will not be prohibited anywhere into the system for running any command. Alright, this way you can simply add it. So to add it, you can just use any editor over here, etc and sudoers. So sudoers, and you can see that the particular file is there. I will say insert, and now here you can see the option that is user privilege specification. So you have to add the particular user over here. So let's say enter, like let's say test, and you can then specify this option from here to here. And if you don't want all the things to be executed by this particular user, so you can specify here what exactly the user should be able to execute and what not to. Alright, so this way you have to add the user into the sudo file whenever you create a particular user. Alright, so I would not save it here. Okay, because I don't want to modify anything over there. So this way guys, you can create the user, delete the user, modify the user, change the account expiry, and I have already shown you about the creating a group, deleting individual group, adding the particular user. We have also covered about the changing the user password and changing the password of the root and any other user. Alright guys, so this is it about this tutorial. We have learned about the user and group management in the Linux system. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will not miss the next videos that are going to come. So I will meet you in the next tutorial with some other interesting topics of the Linux. Till then, have a great day and bye bye.